Hey YouTube, how's it going? Buster here, Adventure Biker, and welcome back to Buster's Bothy, where I keep all my motorcycle related stuff and do my editing, as you can see. So, what we're going to talk about today is cameras. How I went from GoPro to now using DJI, and yeah, let's go for it. So originally, when I started motovlogging, I've told this story before, me and Scottish Biker Abroad had done Luxembourg, first trip that we'd done together, and we did a long weekend at Luxembourg, which I always say, if you ever want to dip your toe into Europe, Luxembourg's ideal for you. You'll get all the different types of roads that you'll come across through Europe. So, yeah, we were coming down, we'd been out for a run after dinner, and we just basically rode for about 45 minutes to an hour, and then turned back and then just put it on in the sat-nav back to the hotel. And as we're going back to the hotel, at Viaden, there's a mountain or a hill that you come down, and then you get to a point where it's down into the village again. So you're basically coming down a big mountain with a snaking road that goes all the way down the mountain. And as you're coming down, you can see right into the village and stuff. And on the other side of the valley, on the other mountain, is the chateau for Viaden. So we're coming down there, and I'm at the top. Scottish Biker Abroad's at the bottom. At that point, I don't think he was Scottish Biker Abroad, and I wasn't Buster ADV Biker. So I'm at the top and I'm looking down and I'm watching him snake down this road, down into the valley. And that was the point I said, I need to get a camera and I need to start filming the rides and trips and stuff. So came back, and as you do, you Google and what's the best action camera and stuff like that. At that point, I didn't really know that much. So the GoPro was the one that I went to. So the first camera I bought is the GoPro Hero Mini 11 or 11 Mini. And I bought this not knowing that you had to have a mic adapter. So that kind of threw the spanner in the works. And then I bought the GoPro Hero 10 and then bought the adapter. And then bought a smart rig cage. So the adapter sat below the camera rather than being like a media mod, and that's how I started motovlogging. And then I just used this to basically place on the bike. And if you watch the Luxembourg full route, that's what that's filmed on. That's actually strapped to the front of the Africa Twin at kind of nose level, and we're doing the full route. Yeah, that's what that was filmed on. So going on from there, I can't remember if I bought the Hero 12 before Budapest. I can't remember if I filmed Budapest on that. I'm not too sure. Eventually, I bought the media mod and then I attached it to the GoPro Hero 10, and then I went to the 12. And why I upgraded to the 12 is I just wanted another camera, really. And it was slightly better than 10, just slightly. But that was me not knowing anything, really. So, just before the Tour de Faf, this camera basically shot itself. And the problem was because I had it constantly wired to the bike. So, yeah, that's that. So when that shot itself, I brought out the GoPro 10 again, and it was the camera for facing me. So I was using that up to the Tour de Faf, and then at the Tour de Faf I decided I'm going to stop using the 10 facing me, and what I'm going to do is just use the Insta 360 X3. So I bought that as well, obviously, before so I had that. So I was using that as the camera facing me, and I was using my point of view camera on my helmet, which was the 12. And then it was just the Tour de Faf kind of was a catalyst for me to change cameras. So it took me a couple of weeks, because it was between the Tour de Faf and going to the ABR. I was thinking about it. I had loads of conversations with Chuck on my bike about what DJI camera to get. Will I go for a 4? Will I go for a 5? I opted to go for a 5. I didn't want to go to, because I was just about to go to ABR, I didn't want to fork out the, I know it sounds a bit, it wasn't that much a difference. But by the time I, obviously buying it, the 5, I'm going to need batteries, so I bought the Adventure kit. If I was just buying a camera and I didn't need the batteries, then I probably could have went for the 6. So I opted for the 5 because the amount of money I was paying for that, 3 batteries, selfie stick, and the charging case was about the same price as just a bare bones 6. So that's why I went for the 5 as well, for kind of money wise. So the reason why I went for the 5 is over the 4 is you can connect 2 mics to this, and I like to record the comms. So how I did it on the 12 was I had the media mod, then I had a splitter, which is a video if you want to go back and have a look at how I did it. I had a splitter, then with 2 lav mics coming out. One went to the speaker, the Cardo, and the other one's the one that I spoke into. So to do the same thing, I needed this without connecting a lav to this to keep this as like the way it is just now. So it's waterproof and stuff. I had to have 2 channels where I could connect the mic. So what I do to record the chat was, and this is the mic 2 that I got off of Paul, Old Man on a Bandit. So I've took the clip off and I've added a bit of Velcro, and this in the front of my and inside my helmet, right across the chin bar, is just Velcro. So this gets Velcroed inside my lid, and then a lav mic is plugged in, which runs to the speaker to the Cardo, and that's how I record the chat. I don't record it directly onto the mic, which I can do if I wanted to, but I don't. And then my mic mini gets attached through the camera and then jammed in, so this part is pressing against the cheek pad, and that's how I record my voice. That's inside the lid. So that's the reason why I went for the Action 5 Pro, was because you can get 2 channels and I can keep the same. I can still record the chat, stuff like that. So then when I bought that, I got offered a OSMO 360, which replaced the Insta 360, which that's now sold. That's away, and so is the 12, so I can't show you it. And why I decided to change as well: 1, I got a good deal on it, and 2, the wireless mic, the DJI Mic Mini, linked to the Insta 360 works, but not that great. Well, this is just like attaching your mic to the Action 5. It's nice and clear, and as you can see, I'm in the middle of editing just now, and that's all done by, I don't use a remote, I just use the 2 mics, and it's audio sync it, and it syncs perfectly every time. So then I decided to change to the OSMO 360, which The only downside I do see about the Osmo 360 as the editing app isn't as advanced as the Insta360 app. Because with Insta360, there's a bit called AI Creator. So when you've put your footage in, you can go custom, which is basically what you need to do with this, is make your camera go exactly where you want it to look. Whereas an Insta app, which I think they'll eventually bring this out for this, is you just hit AI Create and it will create all your movements for you. And then you can go in and edit that and put the camera where you want, which I think that's the only downside. But editing this is pretty easy. I don't find an issue editing it. So that's me 360. So the original plan was like I did at the Tour de Faf. 360 would be mounted facing me or on the bike facing me, so I can use that for the camera facing me. And if I want to do any of these shots that I do where I'm standing up and it's looking up at me, then I can just move it using the. We'll talk about this in a minute. Using the Insta mount and selfie stick, but we'll talk about that in a minute. So I'll just undo undo the thumb screw, and I can move the camera down, and then it's doing that unicorn look. No, a rev bomb unicorn. So it looks like the camera's sticking out the front of the bike, and then I can get the shots that I do that way. I can get it all with one camera. Yeah, so that's why I went for the 360, and it takes all the same batteries. So with that, again, I've got another Mic Mini. So that gets shoved on the other side inside my lid, and that connects that, and that's what I use to sync the footage, and it works perfectly. Worked perfectly. So that's connected to the 360. So yeah, so I know it's a lot of mics. So inside my lid on the chin bar, I've got 3 mics attached. I've got yeah, I'm going to show you my bag in a minute as well. So I've got my DJI Mic 2 in with a lav mic connected to the speaker of the comms. I've got on one side it, so this side here, if I'm inside my lid, that's for the Action 5 as well. So these two go to the Action 5. And then on this side it, jammed in to the cheek pad, is for the 360. I know it's a lot of mics, but it works. It does work. I'm still playing about with the audio for my Action 5, but I'll get that sorted, just placement and stuff, just to get a bit more clearer. So once I'd bought that, and obviously I got with the Action 5, I got 3 batteries in a case. And then when I bought the Osmo 3, I got another battery, so I had 4 batteries. So because I'm going to Gibraltar, I thought I maybe need some more batteries, and I was wanting another Mic 2, because apparently these are better for off the bike audio. Just so happened I got a message from Albo Mills, formerly known as Haggis Whisperer, asking if I knew anybody who was looking for an Action 4. So I basically messaged her back saying, well, how much you want for it and what mic is it you've got? And he says it comes with a Mic 2. So I ended up buying his Action 4 off him. And I didn't actually buy it for the camera. I bought it mainly for the 3 batteries, the charging case, and the Mic 2. And the price that I got it for was too good to say no to, because £68 for a Mic 2, if you can find them, 25 quid each for battery, and £35 for the case. And I got the 3 batteries, the case, the mic and the camera for less than what I would pay for just these 2 things here. So it was a no-brainer. So I've ended up with an Action for as well, and this is what I'm recording this on. So yeah, so I'm DJI now, which is a bit funny because talking to Crookedholm, I always say I'm not going DJI, I'm not going to go DJI. I'm sticking to why is I doing that? So I've got back to front. I'm not going to DJI, sticking to GoPro, and then all of a sudden that's me. Get everything DJI. And so go mounts and stuff now. So mount wise, when I bought the Action, the Venture Pack, it came with the 3 batteries, battery charging case, and a selfie stick, which is the one that this camera's on. And I attached it to the bike, and I felt like it was too wobbly, as if the base, the bit that you screw into, was detaching from the actual selfie stick. So I wasn't too happy with that, which one of my videos does say that. So when I sold the Insta360X3, I kept the mount and the selfie stick because I bought them separate as well. So to mount it to the bike, one of the mounting options that I've got, I've actually not got the other, have I? Yeah, I've got it here. So I used the Insta mount, which I bought for going to the Tour de Faf because I wanted a bit more sturdier mount. So the other way that I mount it as well, so that's that with a selfie stick, and I've not put an actual thumb screw on this, I've just put an actual screw, like a machine screw in there, so that doesn't move, because I don't want this to move. I want this to stay sturdy. I could take this off and screw it directly into the bottom of the OSMO, but I want the ability. I know it's a bit weird, but these magnetic mounts, I want to basically just press it, take the camera off, put it in my backpack, and that's it. I don't want to be standing unscrewing it, because if you're standing unscrewing it, it's giving people more time to realise that you've got cameras. Do you know what I mean? It draws people's attention if you're standing there unscrewing your camera. So, and if you put your cameras in your bike and don't take them with you, that's giving them an opportunity to see you unscrewing it. Then it draws their attention to you, and then they see you putting your cameras in your top box, and then potentially while you're in having your breakfast or dinner or whatever you're doing, they pop your top box and they're off your cameras. So eliminate that, quick, off, into my backpack, done. That's why I wanted to do that. So that's what I mount the Osmo 360 with, is that. Now, other mounting things that I've got, that I've did, which is, I don't know if I don't know if I'm going to use it, but it's handy because it means I've always got extra mounts and stuff with me anyway. So obviously my trusty Krieger T9, handy because all my cameras and stuff goes into my back. That means I've always got my cameras on me and all my equipment on me rather than on the bike. So what I've did is, this mount here that you can see is actually a GoPro mount, and that's nothing too close to it. That came off of my Karma drone that I bought for buttons. It came with an Action, I think it was a Hero 5 and stuff that my son now uses, but the drone's still there. It's not worth buying, it's too big. You can't get a license, you actually need a proper operator's license to use it, which I do have, but it's too clunky and stuff. So that's on there. That's standard GoPro mount. And then it's got a extension bar and then a a DJI mount there, and that's attached to my bag, which means if I'm wearing my bag, I can put my camera on there and I can walk about rather than holding a camera, because it feels a bit weird holding a camera on a stick and walking about. So my thought was, if I can just utilise that, I can then walk about with the camera attached to arms and walk about, and people wouldn't even know I've got a camera on. It's like having one of the chest mounts, but obviously off to the side slightly. I've got that, and then on here I've attached a bit of Velcro. So when I'm using the camera walking about, I can then take a mic and stick a mic to there, letting it be the same idea as this. Then you can walk about without your helmet on, recording and chatting into the mic without looking too weird. That's what I've did with that. I'm going to try it out a bit more. I've not really 100% tried it. I might potentially have to move this down a bit. So rather than having it like that, I might have to add another wee bit. I'll work it out. So, and that as well, it means I've got a spare mount and stuff with me. So yeah, that's it. And this bag it's one of the best things I've ever bought. I love it. Just having, I drink a lot of water, and having 2 litres of water on you all the time is brilliant. And obviously I've got my badges on it as well. So yeah, that's another mounting system. The other way I mount it as well, which if you look at me doing the video I'm editing just now, actually, I mounted it like this. So I've got one of these ball mounts that I've basically took the screw out of, which you can then screw onto that. Turns that into a shorter ball mount. And then I've got one of these ball mounts that I can attach one of them to. And then you've got your wee arm, your wee, I don't know what you call it, I can never remember the name of these. What they're called, ram mounts, I think they're called. And then I can attach that. If the bike that I'm riding's not got crash bars or whatever, I can just attach that to the handlebars and then position it with the camera on it at 360. So that's another way I mount the camera. That's it. That's me changed all over to DJI. The only thing that I'm going to be buying next, that I need to buy, not I need to buy, that I want to buy, and I think that'll be me for a while, is the Neo 2. That's the only thing. Everything else I've upgraded my point of view camera, I've upgraded my 360, I've ended up with a spare camera which I'm recording this on, and this is the first time I've recorded anything on it. I've got 4 mics, 2 mic 2s and 2 mic minis. I don't need any more mics, but just thought I'd give you an update on the cameras. I'm loving the DJI stuff, loving it. I was a GoPro fanboy for a long time until it just felt right to change. It's so easy with the fact that they all take the same batteries. It's just so easy, and the batteries last longer as well, and I don't have any problems with overheating. Because at this point in the video, which I will point out, if I was using the GoPro Hero 10 for this, or I was using the 12 for this, recording this, that camera is shut down by now. 100% shut down by now. So, hope you're enjoying the videos. Hope you're enjoying the channel. There's a lot more coming, camping wise and everything else. Some other stuff I've got planned. I just want to get my cameras and my editing sorted first before I start diving into other stuff, which it shouldn't be too long for that. Gibraltar's coming up, so the footage will obviously be taken during the trip, and then I think the plan is with me and Jupiter is they videos will go up over Christmas. I think that's what we're going to do, and then just do videos like this in between. And then, yeah, that's the plan. So, again, thank you everybody for subscribing. My channel is starting to take a bit of traction. But there's quite a few of you that are watching that aren't subscribed, so please do so. It doesn't cost you anything. Just click the subscribe button, click a like, leave a comment, and it's all well appreciated. So stay safe, stay rubber side down, take every opportunity, and take life 1 mile at a time. Catch you later.